Writer's Block with Sarah and friends. I'm Sarah, and these are my friends.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
So today we're going to be reading a few pieces. We're going to be reading a couple. Is that us?
Sorry.
Oh,
My fault.
Are those people? Are those people coming in? We're going to be reading a few sketches from Jerry Jankiewicz, and I do apologize. Please correct me once we bring you on for the interview if I'm butchering your name wrong. And also, we're going to be reading a one-act piece by Amy Choudry-Martin. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and start off with the first piece by Jerry called "Bird Moment," Bird Bath, and you can go ahead and get going.
All right. Oh, is that the skunk? Oh, it's you, Sunshine, smelling up the bird bath that you never go in to bathe in. Chirp.
It's me, Sunshine, just hanging out to get a drink. Get a drink in that bath when you're done. Pecky, chirpy, chirp, chirp.
No, don't come in here. The water will be worse than it is now until this tub gets refilled. Why don't you just go up on the line about a mile from here?
Well, I always take a drink before building nests, and today I've got orders for 5 new ones. This is going to be one busy day. Chirp. I did poop on a car once before work. It was fun, but I don't do that normally.
Sunshine, I got some bad news for you. I was chosen to tell you to move out of this neighborhood, and you should just fly away with your whole family, all 25 of you. Get out, you smell, you don't build nice houses, and your clan eats up all the local food. Go poop on cars. Chirp!
Pecky, you act like no one has ever tweeted me out. There's always some cat chasing me or some human running with a broom to stop me from building a nest, but I always seem to get it done. Chirp, chirp.
That's not true. You don't even look like one of us anymore with your dirty feathers. You don't fit in. Chirp.
Now, take it easy now. I fit in. When this neighborhood was about to be taken over by robins, I got them out of here. When the falcons moved closer, I pushed them back. No foe will come near me. Chirp, chirp, chirp.
That's because you smell so bad, not because you're scary. Chirp, chirp.
I'm not scary. I work hard, and my feathers may look rough and tough, not homeless. Chirp, chirp.
You look like you haven't cleaned yourself in months, and your scent verifies that. But I'll give you an option. Don't come near this bird bath ever again. Chirp, chirp.
That's impossible. I need this water to finish off the inside of new nests that I put up. Chirp, chirp.
Too bad. Guess there won't be any new nests for the next year. We're hoping something bad happens to you. Chirp, chirp.
You're threatening me? I should hang you from a wire line upside down. Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Yeah, I'm threatening you. You're not wanted anywhere, not even on the golf course. Golfers hit more balls at us when you're around.
You act like I'm a size 15 skunk. I'm just a bird. Size 2. Chirp, chirp.
Your odor is like a size 50 skunk, pal, and you don't seem to get it. Chirp, chirp, chirp. So I got the V-neck gang to be arriving, and if they see you, their order is to push you out of here.
I think I got it. You want the V-neckers to push me out of your territory and for me to find a new territory. That's odd.
That's
sure.
not odd. That's what we want. Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Okay, any preceded order here on your territory, I'll let you finish, and I'll move on out. Chirp.
Bird deal.
Bird deal. Deal. I'm moving out to finish the nest the V-necks want in their neighborhood. You can finish your 50 family nest.
Ooh, wait. Unbird deal. Chirp, chirp, chirp. I can't build 50 nests.
Too late. A bird deal is a deal for life, and away I go. You build them. Chirp.
And scene.
That was the story I needed in this time.
All right, so you can go on ahead for the next one.
I'm gonna remove this costume, which I don't think showed up, but
Oh.
Oops.
I just now saw the birds.
This is mirrored and it's really hard.
I
There we go.
I have a bird piece. I wish I did.
It's totally a normal hat. Totally not a Christmas ornament. Let me just put it back in the box here.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right. Oh, Claire, you froze.
Let's see what
Oh.
about that. My internet has been janky.
Yeah.
Any better?
We just see you showing us a bird.
Giving us the bird, Claire.
You're giving us the bird right now. So she's gonna be right back. Reset.
We're sorry, folks.
Yeah, this time of night just gets really heavy because there's a lot of people streaming right now. So yeah, everybody's internet is just. And she's back!
There she is!
What's up?
All right, so we ready for Not Wizard of Oz?
Not Wizard of Oz. Yeah, let me just get... I'm going to attempt different costumes for the 2 roles. We will... Let's see how realistic this is, but... Okay.
All right. Let me switch back to this one. All right. Okay. Ready to go?
Yep.
Off we go.
All right. Lights up.
It's Troy. Here, take a drink. Here, take a smoke. We're on a mission to make it all great again. You know, like back in Grandpa's day. You know, Roaring 20. Look, if you ain't on no mission, I am.
So, what's your mission? Drink and smoke? Make whiskey company rich and the tobacco guy kill you?
And now you distracted me with your mumbo jumbo.
Tornado swoops up Urge.
Oh, great. Now what? Who? Where am I? Ugh. I need to remember the mission I'm on. I think it was something like being a bar owner, or winning a pool game, or running my own still.
Hey, Sonny, what's that you're carrying?
I'm here to find out the truth about... I'm here to find out my truth, my destiny. What do you care?
I want those hamburgers you're carrying. I'll get them.
Hey, I need a break today. I can't give up my break.
Taylor, get out of here. Go play your trash music to the masses. Oh, I hate it when your job interferes with your life. I'll be back after my concert. I want those hamburgers. Now, you want to know the secret of your life? Then you have to follow that road of yellow Steeler jackets that we got on sale at QVC.
Yeah, I'm not too good at following. I'm pretty good at being an independent thinker. Except since I've been feeling great again, I've not done much thinking.
Go on, get out of here. Follow. Look, if I have to shoot you with this taser, I will. But follow, you fool. Go on, get out.
I'm running as fast as I can. I will need that break today. Oh, check this out. A guy escaped from the circus.
Hey, Ert. Yeah, I know who you are. Let me go with you. You never know when you're going to need a good partner. My survival rating is 8.8.
Hey, Fred, you old fool. I've known you for years. I like your kind. Hey, let's go follow these yellow shirts.
Look out, there's somebody wanting those burgers. And it's me.
Hey, dude, I want a Bronto burger. I'll gladly trade.
Well, I want a burger snap. My buddies in the Masons, the water buffaloes, wouldn't believe it. I've been influencing people for 10,000 years. I'm the original alien.
You're aliens. You're the ones to blame that I have too much to choose from.
Look, I'll make your life really easy. Give me the burgers. I'll send you back home. Seriously, what do I have to do nowadays just to get a burger?
I said I need a break, but if you can get me home, then do it.
Hey, buddy, ever think about changing your name? Seriously, give me the burgers. I'll rename you Search. You'll be the biggest name in the 25th century. You will be the god of information.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Okay, don't say I didn't warn ya.
What's this, Fred? A mummy? Hey, wake him up. You can do it with your alien powers and send me home with him.
I don't think that's smart. He is awake. He's meditating, thinking about the future, the past, everything in between. He's kind of like you in that other place, at peace, not worrying.
Mommy, wake up and tell me my destiny. What am I supposed to do?
Follow the yellow jerseys. Just root for the Steelers. Now back you go.
Urch, you're awake. I can't believe you survived a tornado whipping you up and skipping you off to Potter's Field. Man, they said you'd awake. You okay?
Never been better. Now, what time is the next Steelers game?
And scene. Fun fact, not fun fact, I don't really have any leopard. I have leopard, but not Fred Flintstone leopard. So I had that's zebra, isn't it? That is. I thought that would have been confusing to have a cat print. It's like, wait, that's a cat. But he's an alien. I love it. All right, so got the last piece for Jerry. It's called Legs in the Afterlife. So we've got Legs, the spider, Felix, a cat, Nick, a human, Celeste, a human, and Jimmy, the sparrow. Oh, we've got a costume change.
Here it is, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have stuff every week, but this has been a fun week for theme dressing.
I love it. I saw the witch hat. Like, yes, witch.
It's honestly a dog-sized witch hat that is like part of my Halloween decor, but I was like, oh, my time is now.
Just now. All right. Yeah. So everybody ready for legs? Everybody's ready for legs. All right. So lights up.
From this corner, I can see all 8 corners of the universe. Oh, there they are. The non-moving bodies. Fresh meat.
Spider lowers from the ceiling.
You.
Just a little lower and I will swat you and eat you.
Go ahead, eat me. I bite back, big furry 4-legged breathing thing.
If you bite me, I will definitely eat you.
The cat knocked the spider to the floor.
You gotta be fast. My name isn't Legs because I'm slow, furball.
The spider flees behind the bed headboard and catches his breath.
Oh, look at this. The sleeping body right next to me.
Yeah. If I see that bug again, he's as good as dead. I'm going to lay here patiently.
Hey, I'm over here going to bite this owner of yours. Chomp. Oh, so good. Chomp, chomp. Oh!
Inserting position into Nick's sleeping, he wakes up from the pinch.
Celeste, did you scratch me? Wowee! On the back of my neck. You're the only one here. Don't play sleep games with me. Felix didn't do it.
What an idiot.
What? Oh, there's a spider on the back of your neck.
Oh, don't play games with me.
I'm not. It's either big or I'm just dreaming. Look, go back to sleep. You're not afraid of spiders.
I'm feeling dizzy.
Yes, you're tired. Oh, so what was I dreaming about? Oh, yeah. Ice cream. That's. Oh,
Chomp. Ugh. Well, this one doesn't taste good anymore with my venom in it. Time to move to the next.
Nick stops breathing. He's dead.
Now this one. Maybe I can get her in the arm. Right on this cool web map on this arm that's screaming to be bitten. She won't even see me.
ouch! Damn you, Nick! You got my arm! Ouch!
Slaps Nick, who bounces from it with no sound.
Your hepatitis got you down. Oh, I bet it does. Stop waking me.
I am dead. Wait, what was that? He's got hepatitis. Shit, I'm dead now. Cat, come and get me. I surrender.
Meow. I've moved on. Get out of here.
I'm so angry. I'm just gonna walk till something eats me. I am suicidal now.
Spider crawls into a dark air vent. The quick-moving air eventually tossed him outside the building.
That sure was a free ride. Great. Now I'm stuck in this room that I can't see the end of. I'm gonna end it all here.
Hey, 8 Legs, what's up? It's a gorgeous day. Want a ride? I'll take care of you.
I just bit some big oaf with hepatitis, even though I gave him some venom to kill him. He was a goner as I see it. I'm depressed.
If you're giving up, I'll just pick you up and drop you off near a crowd. They usually scream and kill 8 Legs like you. It's definitely fun to watch from the sky.
I'm a goner. Listen to me. Listen to me. I am a goner.
I haven't had fun in a while. Up we go. And putting the spider in its beak flies a bit to an outdoor barbecue.
Oh man, my leg broke off in that dumb bird's beak. I remember that song, Free Fallin'. Where's that furry four-legged creature when you need it? Or that screwball bird?
Pow! Splat! The spider died, now entering the afterlife.
Great! Now where am I? I'm seeing white objects, bright lights, walls. Shit. This is what my mom warned me about. A haunted house. When some spiders die, they end up in a haunted house, and they're stuck there for centuries. Kill me again, please. Someone now. I don't want to be here. I wanted my afterlife to be on a tiki hut by the ocean.
And scene. All right, so we've got all 3 of these, and I see Jerry is still here, so we'll go ahead and add him on. Hey, Jerry.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming on to our show.
Oh, thanks for having me. Thanks for reading. That's awesome. Appreciate it.
All right. So anybody, oh, well, I guess first off, you could tell us, if you don't mind, a bit about yourself, like maybe how you got into sketch writing and things like that, and just in general.
Okay. So can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in Detroit. I went to Wayne State. I took a regular English writing class, and the teacher there told me just pull out the typewriter and start typing. And that I never really did that. So then 30 years went by, and I started doing the improv scene at Go Comedy like about 10, 11 years ago. And then I took a break from improv, and then I came back to improv at Planet Ant. And then I decided, hey, the improv stage is cool, but I'd rather write so I can push the scene in the way I want to go, so I can have some more control. And that's how I decided to write. And I took classes with McGettigan and Sean Hanlon. And this is where, yeah, that's what I enjoy doing it a lot, especially like right now I'm in Arizona. There's not really a big improv scene. I mean, it's like one day a week here for 2 hours. So that keeps me busy, the writing part of it. So, and I'm stuck till 2 more weeks maybe.
Yeah.
But then I'll go back to Detroit because when the weather gets nicer. So.
Oh, yeah. So did I see that you were taking classes at Second City, the writers' classes?
Yes. So I signed up for that starting next week. So that's what I'm doing. And then I've been working on some like 30-minute sketches, some longer sketches. And they, like, I've seen a lot of your guests. Like, I don't have anything like great and fascinating. Like, I didn't make a movie or anything, but I'm working on a sketch show, which is 3 different 10-minute sketches, which have a intertwined story in them. So it's based on like the 1984 thing where we're all being watched and followed. So it's kind of cool. But I got like 3 real trippy stories about that. It seems like I start and stop, and then I'm not happy with what I got. So then I figured out, okay, maybe I'm just better off going with 3 short stories to tie it in, and they don't even really need to be connected at this point in time.
Yeah. So friends, did you guys have any questions or comments about what we've read today? Oh, and also, those that are watching, feel free to post some questions in the chat as well. Trevor, do we have anything yet in regards to that?
We have a link to some site that I'm not totally sure if I should trust or not.
I saw that too. I was kind of scared. Like, I'll do that.
Don't click on it unless you know what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, your sketches are always so like imaginative and different. It's fun. You write like a lot of animal characters. Is there a particular reason for that?
Yeah. Okay. I do have sketches that make fun of people, but I'd rather stick with the animal stuff so people can't try to figure out, am I trying to pick on somebody, and things like that. So I have quite a few like monologues that I wrote, which are like 1-person scenes, and I've been able to take a lot of those individuals and put them together in scenes also, which is kind of different or interesting to do. And I wouldn't have known to do that until I started actually performing the monologues in front of other people. And then it's like, hey, I could bring in this character and I can bring in this other character. So if you're, let's say you're looking for a date, then I can always bring in a person that's also looking for a date or looking to better themselves, and then they stumble upon somebody who's searching for a date, and then the wackiness starts there too. But yeah,
well, I'm always looking for a date, so.
So yeah, it's like I like dealing with animals. I just think it's a lot easier, or characters that we're already familiar with. So like the Fred Flintstone or the Wizard of Oz, which is the people tell me I write a lot of scenes that are disconnected because the characters are going off in different directions, because it's in first person mode. The person feels they're the most important that's speaking, which is kind of interesting. Because when I was taking the writing class, Sean Hannon would say, if you give an actor 3 lines, they're going to like really drag it out and stretch it out. So you kind of make these things smaller. And I would just start laughing. I'm like, okay. And then we did the Hoffa show at Planet Ant, and I could see when a character or an actor did have 3 lines, they would really stretch it out. So you learn a lot when you take the classes. It's just not fun and games too. It's like I've learned to like directing, and I watched some of my older videos that I took when I studied some acting at Dramatic Art Studio in Actors Loft. And I watched these old videos, and they made me do lines sitting down and standing up and sitting down. So then I'm actually thinking that's what I need to, if I really want to do scenes on a stage, that's something to really go back and look at and actually tape it and then watch it and see which one you like better. So, I did film acting. So I was in Zombie Apocalypse Redemption about 7 or 8 years ago. So, any other questions? I like your costume changes.
Thanks. When we go through your pieces in particular, I'm like really just picturing how they would be staged, because it seems like there would be so much to like, doing them physically. I guess that's not so much a question, just like kind of going off what you're saying. Like I could get all these pictures in my head of like the birds at the bird bath, or we did the one with the singer of B-52s on like hosting a game show, and I felt like there's just like this whole other layer of it that we would have gotten from like seeing it. Have you gotten to like stage these at all, or working towards it?
I'm looking at staging that, but I also think that cartooning some of these might be better.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows any cartoon drawers at the Ant, let me know. That'd be great.
Cool. Thank you.
I would love to see that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of talented people that come to the Ant and participate in the Ant, and it's just, I'm really grateful to be part of that community. When I first started coming to the Ant, there was like 3 people on Monday nights.
Mm-hmm. Some of them try to keep spread out. One person kind of wanders off. Are they coming back?
Right.
And they come back, and it's like, oh, you're back. Thank you. Yes. But yeah, it's a lot of amazing people there, and even seeing your shirt too. Thanks, like for the independent.
Oh, you're welcome.
Comedy Club. Yes. I can't wait to see everybody again and see all the stages and all the faces. So.
Right. I can't wait to not stay at home.
Yeah.
It plays on your nerves. a lot. So I have a lot of yard work to do, and I'm working on that also. That actually motivates me to write stuff. I actually think of things while I'm just out there mindlessly doing tasks.
Yeah.
So.
Great. Trevor, we got any questions from the chat?
So far, chat looks empty other than vandalism.com, which I do not necessarily advise you click on.
Okay.
I did not, to clarify. I'm just guessing here.
Yeah, with a name like that, they're going to... You deserve to be jinxed, I guess.
But yeah, we're all clear there. But thank you so much, Jerry.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, feel free to send anything else. I'm not sure how much longer we're going. As far as I know, with the governor Whitmer, that we've got about 2 more weeks left. So that's as far as we know. But if it goes a bit longer, you know, feel free to send us some more material. We'll be glad to read it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
I love you guys. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thanks. That was great.
Right.
Like, I love having people coming in to the chat. And, I mean, to come in and talk with us live and interview and everything. It's always good to see the perspective of the writers. And
True.
talk with us live and interview. Oops, shut up. Shut up. No.
No.
I was trying to discreetly see if there were any viewers in the live chat right now, and it just opened it all up. So I so much for discretion.
Whoops.
Oopsies.
No, that was cool. We've done a bunch of his pieces now, so it was cool to meet the person behind it.
Yes. Yeah. That's great. Okay, so we will go on next to our next piece. It's called Quinoa Cheetos. In summary, Jill and Andy are flying to Tahiti to celebrate their 10-year wedding anniversary and are crammed in the back of this coach flight, so their differences magnify, like quinoa and Cheetos. So we'll see if their differences hinder or help rekindle their marriage. So we'll go ahead and get that started. I don't know if anybody needs to do any costume changes or not. Everybody all good?
I need to up my game next week.
This is a strong week for me. A lot of weeks it's just I don't know, a necklace, I don't know.
Right, let me bring it up to
Apologize in advance for my accent.
I was trying to do the accent earlier today, and I don't know why now. I used to be okay with accents until about 5 years ago. Everything comes out Jamaican now. So I'm definitely going to see a dialect coach once this is all over.
So if anyone out there has any pieces with any set in the Caribbean, send them in.
Send them in. Go ahead and submit it. Bam, there's our ticker tape right there. Send your screenplay, your sketches to the writersblock2020@gmail.com. So, yes.
Smooth with the advertising, Sarah. Smooth.
I'm trying. It's getting better every week. Every week it's getting better. All right, so we'll go on ahead and start with... This cat is crawling under my legs. Okay, the setting for Quinoa and Cheetos. Lights up on interior of an airplane. Loudspeaker announces in a French accent, bonjour. Your flight time is 12 hours non-stop to Tahiti. I should have looked that up. Andy, a casual tall man, enters easily carrying his bag. Right behind him is Jill, dressed stylish, struggling to maneuver her large Louis Vuitton case, an overstuffed backpack, a large tote bag, and a purse down the narrow aisle. Her stuff brushes passengers and aisle seats, and as she turns to apologize to one, she bumps into another, repeating, "Excuse me," or "I'm sorry,"
Excuse me.
emphasizing
Sorry.
slimness and tightness of the aisle.
Sorry. Excuse me.
Let me carry that bag for you.
The weight of the bag throws Andy off a bit, and the two of them continue down the aisle in this mayhem manner. They approach the end of the plane. Andy easily lifts his bag into the overhead compartment.
Don't tell me that we're in the very last row.
No, we're not. We're in the second to last row.
She replies with an irritated grunt.
Oh, come on, honey. It's not that. Oh, it's sorry, that's you. No, we're not. And what the hell? Okay, sorry.
Jill replies with an irritated grunt, and then...
Oh, come on, honey. It's not that bad. Here, let me help you put your bag up. Let's start off upbeat for the first kid-free vacation in 10 years. I'm really excited to actually use my passport.
He takes Jill's large carry-on from her and struggles to lift it.
Whoa! Did you bring the safe? We're going to Tahiti. All you need is a bikini. And what else could you need?
Flip-flops, sarong, sunscreen.
Well then, what's in that suitcase you just checked? I had to pay $50 weight penalty for that boxcar.
Oh, it's probably just my magazines and hardcover novels and all the guidebooks.
Guidebooks? This isn't a 3-month expedition. We're staying at an all-inclusive resort. Do you really need directions from the pool to the bar?
Ooh, that's me. Andy attempts to sit in the window seat, but the lack of leg room pushes his knees up to his chest.
Jill, you better sit here. I just don't fit.
Jill maneuvers around Andy to take the window seat, and Andy sits in the aisle seat. Fade out. Fade in, sound of a crying baby is heard. Wah, wah, wah. Andy's seat is reclined, and he's listening to his iPod, open book resting on his chest, and he's dozed off. Jill's seat is fully upright, and this allows the audience to see her. She struggles to recline her seat.
Andy! Andy!
A bit louder, taps his
Honey!
Yes?
shoulder, removes his headphones.
What's up?
I can't recline my seat.
Did you press the button?
Duh.
Andy reaches his body all the way over Jill to push the button on her armrest near the window and jiggles the seat back and forth. He inadvertently smushes Jill.
It doesn't work. Why don't you just call the attendant?
Jill pushes a button on her armrest and a ding sound is heard. The attendant appears.
Oui, madame.
Excuse me, but I can't get my seat to recline.
I am so terribly afraid that seat does not recline. In French, we say it is hors service or out of service. But I believe you Americans say it's broken.
Can I switch my seat then?
I am so sorry, madame, but it is a full flight.
Oh, come on. I saw empty seats in first class when we came in.
Huh? You did not purchase a first-class ticket. Therefore, I am afraid my hands are tied. Would someone help?
Yeah, and keep it coming.
Attendant leaves. Jill turns to Andy.
It's our 10th anniversary, and you've got to buy his cattle seat, and you've got to buy his cattle class seats.
Oh, Jill, come on. First class is like $8,000-ish. That's more than our whole trip. You know I'd switch seats with you, but I can't sit like a pretzel for 12 hours.
My yoga teacher could do it.
Considering the amount you pay him, your yogi would be sitting in first class.
Fade out. Fade in. There are 2 empty airplane-sized wine bottles on Jill's tray. Andy is watching a movie, wearing headphones and laughing out loud. Jill waves her hand in front of her nose and looks over at Andy, indicating that he's farted. Jill taps his shoulder and he takes off his headphones.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Andy unbuckles his seatbelt and stands up to let her pass. Jill stands up too.
Do you have to go?
Nope. Oh, wait. Unless you want to join the Mile High Club.
No. Are you sure you don't need to go?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
Jill leaves. Andy buckles his seatbelt back on, puts his headphones on, and picks up the remote to restart the movie. Jill reappears and taps Andy, who takes off his headphones.
They're both occupied. I'll go back in a few minutes.
Andy unbuckles his seatbelt and begins to stand up.
You don't have to get up. I'll just step over you.
Andy scoots back and spreads his legs wide. Jill attempts to step over Andy. She steps over one leg. There's turbulence. She falls face first into his lap.
Whoa. I thought you didn't want to join the Mile High Club.
Jill tries to get up and is tangled in Andy's headphones. Chaos ensues. She eventually pulls herself back into the aisle, and Andy stands up to let her get to her seat. Andy is almost sat all the way back down in his seat until Jill interrupts him.
Hey, wait, while you're up, could you get my carry-on down?
Don't you mean your bowling ball?
Andy opens the overhead compartment. As he's pulling down Jill's carry-on case, it falls on top of him and items spill out. Andy picks up a large bag of grain and looks at it in disbelief.
Why do you have a 5-pound bag of quinoa? Quinoa?
It's quinoa. It's good for you. Dr. Oz ranks it as one of the top 10 healthiest foods.
But a Costco-sized bag. Did the resort contact you that they've run out of food to feed the horses?
No, it's not that bad. It sort of tastes like crunchy wheat germ.
Jill proceeds to pick up and repack spilled items, including numerous other large bags of health food.
So it's basically a healthy step below a rice cake.
Yeah, pretty much.
Laugh together.
I'm not sold. I'll stick with my Cheetos.
Oh, look, the bathroom's open. Can you let me out, please?
Fade out. Fade in. Andy sleeps soundly. There are 4 empty wine bottles on Jill's tray. She tosses and turns, trying to sleep. Sound of crying baby. Wah, wah. Again, she looks over at Andy and waves her hand in front of her nose, indicating smile. She plays around with the remote control buttons, indicating frustration. She taps Andy, and he groggily looks at her.
Honey, I'm tired, but I can't sleep. I want to watch a movie, but I can't figure out how to work it.
Andy groggily holds the remote up towards the screen and pushes one button. Jill rewards him with a quick smooch.
Ah, thank you. Now go back to sleep.
Andy looks at her with disbelief. Jill puts on her headphones and stares at the screen, engrossed in the movie.
Jill?
Still engrossed in the movie.
Jill, I don't want to spend this week arguing over quinoa and Cheetos. I just don't get you sometimes. You read these magazines all the time, but we never try and have any of those Cosmo-suggested sex positions. And you've packed like this Mrs. Thurston Howell when I take you as Mary Ann in the same outfit for a week. Or why we're arguing over food when we've paid for it not to be an issue. I wanted to relax. Carefree week of just us, no kids, no cubicles, no honey-do lists. Jill?
What?
She reaches underneath her seat to get her purse.
Never mind.
Loudspeaker announces, "Ladies and gentlemen, dinner will be served now. Please refer to the menu located in your seat pocket."
Are you passing gas?
Yes, but you may want to speak up because the man in the third row up there didn't hear you.
You've been farting since yesterday.
Okay, so maybe it's that bowl of beans and cornbread I had last night, but I don't think this morning's chili dogs had anything to do with it.
Ugh. Where did you find time today to have chili dogs?
I had a 20-minute wait for you at 7-Eleven while you were in the bathroom.
Jill frantically
I'm
looks through her bag.
I'm trying to find my earplugs so I don't have to hear this baby all night. I made sure to put them in my carry-on because between your snoring, street noise, and any other potential hotel noise, I'm doomed without them.
Small pills spill from her bag.
No!
Jill bends down to look for her pills.
What's wrong?
I just dropped some of my sleeping pills and I need all of them.
She crouches on the floor and reaches in front of her seat.
I found one. Oh, I see another one underneath your feet. Just raise your feet up a bit.
Andy struggles to lift up his legs and contorts his body some. Jill crawls farther underneath the seat.
Okay, I'm trying to reach it. Okay, I got it. Ow!
What's wrong?
I can't get my ankle out. It's stuck.
Jill tries to maneuver herself out. She flops her head and upper body down on the floor of the aisle of the plane and looks down the aisle.
They started the dinner cart up front.
Let me help you.
Andy tries to help and his butt ends up near her head. Jill moans at the smell.
Oh, you're still farting. Why don't you take something?
What do you recommend? You're the only one who seems to have brought the whole Rite Aid with you.
Andy unbuckles his seatbelt and bends down and tries to pull her by her arms.
Ow, stop!
Okay, I was just trying to help. Here, let me try this.
He lifts up the armrest, leans across the seat, and reaches down to try to loosen her ankle.
Can you see where it's caught?
I can't see it yet. Wait, I've almost got it.
Andy leans farther towards the door and slips off the seat and falls on top of her. His butt lands near her face. Chaos ensues, and they flap around as he strains to get back up and off of her. She takes a whiff and wrenches. She frantically grabs for the barf bag and hyperventilates into it.
Will you just call the attendant? The dinner cart is heading toward my head.
Andy slowly stands up and reaches up to push the attendant button. His stocking feet step over Jill's face. She moans at the smell and goes back to breathing into the bag.
Oh.
That reminds me. The menu is lying near your head. Can you hand it over?
Jill reaches around the floor with her arms. She hands the menu to Andy. He sits back down and glances at the paper.
I think I'll have the chicken with white bean cakes. Ooh, they have champagne. Do you want some?
Just pass me my wine, please.
Andy hands her a glass of wine. She lifts her head up a bit and tries to drink. Wine spills onto her face. Andy continues to read the menu, oblivious to the spill. He suddenly jerks and shakes, simulating turbulence. A bing sound is heard, followed by, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing some turbulence. Please return to your seats and fasten your seat belts." Attendant is seen approaching and heard saying, "Monsieur, you need to fasten your belt."
Madame, you need to get off the floor and fasten your seatbelt.
I'm stuck.
Madame, the captain has turned on the...
She can't get her foot out. It's caught under that seat. I tried to help, but...
try, monsieur. Kindly step aside.
Andy gets up and moves into the aisle. A attendant bends down on the floor over Jill, and he pulls on her leg. She screams. The attendant stands up.
I'll call for a doctor.
My wife isn't sick. We need a repairman or a service technician.
Madame, you must get off the floor and into your seat. You're blocking the aisleway.
I know. I've been trying to tell you that. It's not like the first class passengers are jealous because I'm fully reclined.
Lieutenant walks away.
Ask them if they want to switch.
To herself, but loud enough for Andy to hear.
As if I want to be down here inhaling fumes from my husband's socks. Where's that champagne?
Attendant simulates turbulence again and steps on Jill's hair. She screams.
Ah!
The odor of her husband's socks causes this reaction.
Attendant moves off Jill's hair. She massages her head with relief.
Not the Odell. You were stepping on my hair.
Madame, s'il vous plaît.
And then switches to an impolite tone. Oh, sorry.
Just quit making a scene.
What are you talking about? My wife's foot is really stuck under that seat. What are you implying about my wife?
It's common among you Americans not fitting well in the seats. Do you know the book, Why French Women Don't Get Fat? If I retrieve my copy, will you get her to stop this charade?
Whoa. First off, my wife isn't faking. She's stuck. No one's supposed to fit under the seats. Yet look how well she does. And B, she definitely doesn't need a diet book. She puts those Victoria's Secret models to shame.
Just trying to be helpful. Forget your wife. I think you could use a diet book. And maybe miss a meal or two.
Attendant leaves.
Oh, Andy, I didn't know you felt that way about me. It's so nice to hear. Did that quinoa bag hit you on the head?
Honestly, Jill, all I want is for us to relax on the beach, skinny dip in the lagoon, sleep in.
Yeah, you mean between all your rounds of golf. Oh my gosh, Andy, you didn't bring your clubs.
That's right, Joe. I wanted this to be a special trip together. And by the way, that bag did hit me on the head, but I still meant every word of it.
And I could never figure out why you kept insisting we stay at the Meridian, the only hotel in Papeete without a golf course. You really do want to spend time with me. Ooh, now we can get a couples massage, mud baths, and algae body wraps. We can take yoga together. I really think you'll benefit from the lotus position.
Nah, I have other positions in mind.
Andy, I love you and I want you to take better care of yourself.
Madame, why are you still lying in the aisle? The dinner cart could not possibly handle rolling over you. All the hot meals will instantly fall on Laura.
It points as if another attendant is close by.
Just Laura, though? I wouldn't want to be burned in addition to getting crushed.
Sir, if you don't ask your supervisor for help, I'm going to find him myself.
No. No need for that. I know what to do.
Attendant speaks to the passengers in front of Jill and Andy's seats.
Pardon me, but will you please move from your seats for a moment?
Attendant crawls into the seats and bends over the seat in front of Jill's so that she's hanging upside down. The attendant then wiggles down towards Jill, head and arms by her foot, trying to untangle her. Jill screams.
Wait,
Ow!
I see where the problem is. If you just push it over to the right a little bit.
And
Oh, yes. It's out.
she pushed her legs up to her, and Andy helps her stand up.
Now I've got to go to the bathroom.
She turns to walk away, but then turns back towards Andy and says in a sexy voice,
Why don't you come too?
They are oblivious to the attendant who wiggles around, making it apparent that her arm is stuck underneath the seat.
Pardonnez-moi, my hand. It is not coming free.
Really? Okay.
Andy grabs a bottle of champagne off the dinner cart.
I see your hands are tied, so I'll just go ahead and open this champagne for us.
And bring those Cheetos with you.
Attendant continues to wiggle around and moan in pain. And pain. Claire, so I noticed something while you were reading. You sounded kind of a little robotic. I'm not sure what's going on with the sound there, although I can see visually you're not frozen or anything.
Just internet's been really slow over here today.
Same. And our names have disappeared. What happened?
Oh no. Oh, our special guest is here.
That's not
Special
cool.
guest is here. Yeah, our names are not
Yay.
listed anymore. I don't know what happened. But yes, again, this is the Writer's Block with Sarah and friends. We write, we read, we perform. I think I saw somebody in here like, oh, y'all writers, huh? Ooh, ah. So, yes. This looks like a lot of stuff going on. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and bring our author on to the chat or to the stream. Miss Amy, hi! Clicked it. There you are. Okay.
Woo.
Hi.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
Hey.
Woo-hoo.
So, thanks for submitting to the Writer's Block. It was good read.
Oh, thank you for reading my work. It was
Welcome.
wonderful to hear it reading out loud.
Great. So if you don't mind, you could just start off just introducing yourself, maybe how you got into writing, a bit about yourself in general, things like that.
Okay. Sometimes I think I'm freezing up a bit. Let me know if that's a problem.
Okay.
Is it good now? Okay. I wrote this play because I wanted to, as a showcase, hopefully, that I wanted to perform physical comedy. I just feel like I really love that, and I don't see it as much or read it. And so I wrote it with that in mind. And I do, as I hear it and when I read it, I know it does, as a play, one of the difficulties is that it reads more as like on TV or like a screenplay. Mm-hmm. And I am aware of that. I just don't have any answers yet, if that makes sense. Okay. And I know a lot of the physical comedy comes through in the directions. Like I really appreciated when I saw Trevor like kind of really scrunch up and smush himself in his own chair. And then I saw people were laughing, because that part, it is funny. It is visually funny to see, and it's truthful. I also wrote it based on, real life experience. If you've ever traveled internationally, and it's so long. Yes. And the seats are so small, and I'm even a tiny person. And it just goes on and on and on. So I had that idea from that to write it there. Let's see. My background is I was an English major years ago, but my writing, came about after as a performer. Then I started thinking like I wanted to write more things, more opportunities, I guess, if that makes sense. And if I write opportunities for myself, it would include other people's too. Mm-hmm. Bring in more people.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right. Anything from friends? Trevor, Anna, Claire?
I'd just like to say I really love the sort of combination of the like deep, well-connected characters with the physical comedy. Like most of the things they were saying to each other felt very relationshipy and real, and like two people who knew each other for 10 years, or it was their 10-year anniversary, if I'm remembering right, or was it 10 years
Yes.
since? Yeah.
10-year anniversary. So they've been together, married 10 years. It could be longer if they've dated, how long they dated before. And I'm thrilled to hear you say this.
Felt like I could hear that in like the language they were talking to each other in,
This is good because hearing this as a writer, there's two different things. When you write something for yourself, it could be one-sided. It could be like, okay, I think this, I think this, I think this. But then when I put it out there as a writer, it should be able to speak for itself. In my opinion, if it's read by anyone, it should come across, or if it's performed by any other actor or performer, I would want that kind of same reaction. And so maybe sometime as I listen to it, I might have put more stage directions in there that I might not need to, if that makes sense, that as an actress, I would give that decision to the performer that they could, pick up on the clues that I've given, that I might not need to spell everything out. Like there was one part in the beginning, Dinah, when as Jill, I had written something like Jill sighs because she's irritable. Well, now that I hear it being read, I don't really think I need to tell that. And hopefully as a performer, it would be picked up upon, like you did a great job. And so it was really wonderful to hear it read as a writer. And that's what I really now want to convey. And I think that to separate myself as the person, Amy, performing, and see that this could speak for itself and have others do it.
The Andy character in particular.
Yeah, well,
I was a little bit worried. Oh, sorry, Dinah.
Huh? Oh, no, I was just going to say it did remind me of like the relationship that my husband and I had, because honestly, he preferred Cheetos to quinoa. He could not stand quinoa and the whole gas thing, but we won't get into that. But yeah.
I know. I hate to say this, but does it all go back to like some potty humor and the farting and the physical comedy? And it's just, I don't know. I just feel it's truthful, and smelly socks and
yeah. Oh yeah, all of it. But I mean, just how in the sketch, like you can kind of see. Well, I wouldn't say that they had drifted apart, but there was kind of a little bit of a wedge between them. And then by the time the sketch ended, they were becoming closer together, and you could see that the trip they should become even closer. I mean, he stayed at a hotel that had no golf course, and the way he defended her in front of the attendants. So that was something that I really liked too. And the fact that the tables turned by the end, he made fun of her because she was stuck, and then he got stuck. So woo.
Okay, that's good, because I want to see if there's the arc, and then they begin to see that things have changed, and that it's clear that they are drifting back together. And
yes.
Okay, good.
I was just going to mention also, thank you for rating Andy. Yeah, he's a little bit on the like dumb side of things, but I was a little bit worried he was going to be like tropically the dumb oaf type, and he did not read like that at all. He read like a full complex character, and that was really cool.
Good. That is what I'm trying to achieve. So I really appreciate all your feedback, because I want to have characters that are the audience can connect to and like.
Right.
I want that. And even if they're, and a bit annoying, or after a while, you do want to root for them. You want to be rooting for them. And so I appreciate that they are things like that.
I'll just add that I actually do like take turmeric with me when I travel because it's part of. I'm like it's part of this whole. It's like part of managing a chronic health issue that I have. But yeah, I've got to the point I've learned I pack it on the top because TSA is always like what. Like, if I put it at the bottom, they'll take everything out. They always want it. And last time, the guy actually, it's terrible. I had this, like, jumbo container. So, like, I'm very much the Amy. But, like, I want it to be in something with a label so that it's, like, legit. And I've, had them discuss it with me. And last time I shut it down with, like, oh, well, I put it right on top because you guys always want to look at it. The guy was like, but he gave it back to me. So anyway, I was like, oh God, it's me.
No. And then also, part of the physical comedy and that I'm, poking fun of is the tightness of the cabin, the whole proximity and everyone being smushed. And I do realize that is conveyed more, on a screen versus, I don't know, like in a stage play, but like, let's say the opening scene with the two of them coming down the aisle with Jill has this huge backpack and she's turning herself around, and as she faces one person she knocks over somebody else, and bangs into or hits someone else, and it's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, but she's just so she's so much luggage nowadays, with so much restrictions. You just think she must have paid for all that stuff she's carrying on.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. So, Trevor, I think we got quite a bit of feedback from the chat for this one. Some questions, some comments.
Good.
Do you have that up? I'm maybe just not
are
loading.
you able to see it on that one? Okay. So I'm getting one from, I think in particular, Von Wenk from the YouTube section of the comments because we're streaming across several different platforms: Facebook, Periscope.
I just have the Facebook up,
YouTube. Okay. I gotta figure out how to get that over to you. He was asking, or she, or they, would the PA announcements be in French and English? Attendance mic. Yeah, there were a bit of technical issues. Have you considered cutting some of the opening scenes? It seems like there's a lot of fade-ins and fade-outs. There's a couple other things too. Do you think you can make Andy and Jill's annoyance with the attendant escalate instead of being at the same level throughout? And are you allowed to transport food across borders? So I guess there's a few things to think about if you want to rewrite it or enhance it or just kick up a notch for it to be.
Those are good questions.
Yeah.
If, to make the comments that there's a lot of, fade in and fade out, I, as a play, would not need it. So I would need them to not be so snippet. I think the last question I wanted repeated about carrying food over.
Are you allowed to transport food across borders? I think there's a bit of a thing in regards to especially international food. And
of course, probably not. I wonder if it would be funnier, that she smuggled it or something like that. But
remember, nothing is more important than transportation law and getting that correct in your play.
Right, and just what we talked about with Claire on how to, what some people think are so important. And that's what I was trying to think. Like, I think it's ridiculous that she's bringing this 5-pound bag of quinoa when she's going to this probably nice, beautiful, all-inclusive resort. It's going to have delicious food.
Yeah.
But that is, how did she, maybe that could be even part of, there could be a line about something like that. Maybe she had some, Andy, there was a feud between her and the TSA before, like, or, that, how she smuggled in this or something, or bribed him or something, like logistic.
That says a bit about her character, like feeling to pay for everything to be done and to be done right. And
like a little bit of just the ridiculous of it,
having to bring it a 5-pound instead of like a small 1 pound or a 3 pound. It has to be the 5 pound.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
exceptions.
Why does she have to have hardcover novels or like, all this? Why can't, and I pack very practical, so that part is different. That part is not Amy. But there's a lot of people, they're packing their, and why is she bringing all this food? Why is she? But could be like, how she got past the TSA or the security with all that food. That's good. That's a good point. And him with his Cheetos, is that allowed?
Yeah.
I think so. I think
Is his just as big? Is his like the small travel sizes? Is it family size bag?
I think it'd be funny if he had like a big bag.
The only thing he packed in his backpack was Cheetos.
That is a great idea, Trevor. I think I'll try and fit that in somehow. Yes, like he has a super small backpack, and like he has just his bathing suit.
Loose Cheetos in there.
You'll never get that clean.
Oh yeah, like maybe it wasn't even in the bag. Like it's just coming out of the backpack, like going down below.
The clothing, like a handful of clothing.
He's got one in his pocket or something. Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's on his. He's got to have the. Forgot about that. The powder on the their fingers.
Man.
Was there a question about the attendant too? Also, and there was the voice was supposed to be the attendant's voice was supposed to be spoken in English so that everyone would understand, but with a French accent. And then. Could you repeat the question about the?
There was one question. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Would the PA announcements be in both French and English? Because I did notice when I traveled overseas, they were doing it in multiple languages. But would we necessarily do that with a play, or just?
I thought with it, this is a 10-minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since it's a 10-minute play. I was just working for succinct. If it was, a longer scene, I think it would probably be in both. I would think so. It would be in both languages.
Let's see.
And I did like that suggestion about whether their frustration escalated at the end with the attendant more so than being the same annoyance that's a good point.
Yeah.
So thanks for that idea.
So I think that is it. Oh yeah. How did Andy not realize how heavy Jill's bag was before they boarded? That was the first question they had. How did she manage to put that past him? That also could speak a lot about where they are at their 10 years of marriage, like how oblivious he is to her packing and her packing style.
Yeah. What I believe I have was that Jill is lugging it. Is it correct? I think that's Jill is trying to lug it, and it's not. Andy has. Yeah, Jill is lugging it. Struggling the whole time, and Andy is watching it, but he has not picked it up yet. So that's what I just sort of had him like not really watching her packing beforehand, like sort of. Or just kind of like not saying anything till now. Mm-hmm. But that is a good point. Like why wasn't this discussion just done at home? They could have that could be a pre-discussion. Like you're bringing too much, or
Mm-hmm.
Like
I think we've covered everything in regards to it. It was a she and not my wife. I'm not sure what point of the play that would have been, but if you wanted to comb through that one to check on that. Too many name brand references. Well, that would only go for if this was a film, I thought, if my memory serves me correctly. Film, you can't really say too much about products, but in plays, because they're not recorded, you can. Is what correct me if I'm wrong on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that, but that's true.
Or you could get some of that sweet, sweet Cheetos money.
Sponsored by Frito-Lay.
Yeah, like Andy could be like the endorsement. Try and get them to produce it, right?
Oh, yeah. Especially if it's going on for like 3-4 weeks. You're going to need numerous bags.
Or like something like you're talking about, like Dr. Oz thing. We could make it like a spoof on Dr. O's or something, right?
Dr. E's.
Dr. E's, yeah.
Dr. Ah!
Yes. So I'll have to go back and look at that. I think that was one. Yeah. Those. I'm trying to think what.
Oh, it says her foot is stuck, not my wife's foot is stuck. That's what was the issue in regards to that line. She and not instead of my wife.
I'll have to go back and look at that part and see and catch that. Oh, is that a line that Andy's saying?
Yeah. I don't think I have the documents up anymore, but
also possible that I misread it. I don't know which line specifically he's talking about, but
it's okay. I can look at it.
My guess is that they were talking to the attendant at that point.
It was an idea, the whole something being stuck, as to how could I get Jill to be like lying on the floor of an airplane. And that's, to me, like one of the lowest of the low. And then if you're stuck and if you visually, I mean, if you vantage point from like Jill, who's like just seeing the wheels of the cart coming toward her, you know, and that is because there's no, unless they back the whole thing up.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be, you know, they need to get her out because they can't, it's either back or forth.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get her stuck down there. And then somehow in the end, and I'm sure like the way, I might not, the way I've written it might, I'd have to like really truly think of like the logistics on how like you know, if it was,
yeah,
how the attendant got stuck, and there could be some things that are not super, you know, because it's not like I haven't gone to an airplane and studied it and say like, okay, could my foot really be stuck here? You know what I'm saying? So there is a little bit of,
and also it could be up to director's interpretation too. Like if you're not the one that's directing it, the director will say, okay, I visualize this happening, blah blah. You do this, or like even the whole coordination of getting tangled up and getting untangled, like it's such a technical thing that directors would have to
so
deal
now
with.
I have a question for you guys, because now Sarah, you better.
Oh no, Amy!
Uh-oh.
Oh
no!
I have a question for you guys.
I have a question. Like no, we didn't kick her out. She's gotta come back. Now we're gonna have. Okay, here she's coming back. Let's put her back in. Here we go.
We don't take questions here.
I'm coming.
Like,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, how, as performers, how plausible to see this translating onto a stage? And just leaving it up to a director to, you know, create some aisles and just figure it out.
I could see it.
Well, I could see it being done. I mean, it would be you know, the trickery in physically showing how somebody gets stuck. That can be, you know, that can be out.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess as someone who's mostly done improv, like I wasn't so into, like, I didn't get so into like the technical details. It's like in improv world, if we're doing a thing, like it's happening and like we expect you to believe it, and hopefully we don't do a bad job.
Right.
Hopefully we don't walk through the things that we just created. But like, I guess for me it would be like if you had like airplane looking seats, it would be enough if someone like had their limb there and was acting stuck. Because if I'm like a couple rows back, I'm not gonna see that anyway. I'm not like, well, the strap is only around 4 of her 5 fingers, but like, I just need someone to like act stuck, and I'm focused on like their physical behavior and what they're saying. And I mean, even if you just did the like chairs and people thing, but with slightly more chairs to convey the multiple rows, like, I mean, that would worked for me. Again, like coming from that perspective, but I guess that wasn't like the
that's
part of
good.
it I was focused on. I was
Good.
enjoying the like Andy falling down and smelling bad and everyone in each other's grill and like
Yeah.
the like really interesting the dynamic you captured, which like others have said was both like funny but also like the people are more than one thing, which I like.
Good. Good. I think that an audience could also see just the fun of it. You know, you have someone's foot in your face, someone's fell on the top of you, that you don't have to have everything so choreographed that it's, you know, I think that they could like that. So that's good. I like that.
Right. And then to figure out how many fade outs you're going to do, if you're going to indicate how long the flight is, you know, that's another thing to figure out. And to also, like I said, to indicate passage of time. Because there's going to be a difference between when you first get on the flight and you're kind of, you know, ready to sit down and relax. And then, eventually you're going to see them kind of worn out, you know, the baby's crying and, you know, when she's stuck laying on the floor and, you know, the cart's coming and all that other stuff. So, I mean, it could be done.
Right. I was hoping that without the fade in and fade out, then that through the actors, they would convey through, you know, their bodies and their size, the exasperation of like, or, you know, the time has passed.
Yeah.
Maybe dimming of the lights. Maybe the lights go down for a while. So it's like, supposedly you're supposed to be sleeping or, you know, something like that. But I could think about that because that's a good comment.
I like the bit of the increasing number of wine bottles with each fade in. Like that's,
yeah.
You could feasibly do this, I think, with 8 chairs and like a rolly table. I think you could feasibly put something on that would at least look like it. The one thing I'd be interested in, and this is maybe a bit more of a director call than a writer call, but you could kind of go one of two ways. Like, would you want the physical comedy part of it to be sort of played real, or would you want the physical comedy to like be played almost cartoony to the point where it's like while they're having these serious conversations?
We've also got the comment from Van Wenk, 6 seats and 3 rows, side view. The stage darkened except around the 3 rows. So maybe from that perspective. I can do that too.
I love that. Someone with a vision already. Seeing how it can work. I thought, yeah, and the reason why if the audience sat so that, let's say, if Andy was always reclined just a little bit, we would all, that part I don't know how to do on stage, but somehow that it wasn't 2 chairs back to back, but if one was, so that we could always see whoever was.
You can probably just put it at like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that way I can kind of cheat it out a bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And play up getting stuck without actually having to be stuck. You can play it like a hidden angle. You can definitely fake it a lot better. Yep. So, let's see here. Do we have anything else? Oh, yeah. Any other questions, concerns, or do you have anything that you're currently working on, or anything to plug? Like anything in the future?
I do have, and I could submit it to you guys also. It is a. It was originally conveyed as a play, but I the way it's written, I admit it is more like a sitcom. And I have written the pilot, and I've actually mapped out the whole series.
Nice.
That's cool.
It has a lot of characters in it, but I wanted, and that's something maybe we could talk about if I, because And then the other things that I've conveyed or written, I admit, are more of just my voice as a monologue or things like that.
Okay.
But the other one I could submit to you guys and see what you think and your opinion.
Great. Yeah, send it over. We'll be glad to read it for you. And I'm sure our viewers will be glad to watch and listen as well. So yeah, thank you so much again.
Thank you for having me. It was wonderful.
No problem.
Thank you.
Really, it was good.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yay.
I know.
So I think that pretty much concludes this. I'll let you go. All right. So yes, that was both tonight with Jerry and Amy, and we read their sketches. We read one act play tonight. If you have a piece that you would like to be read by us, you can submit your play, screenplay, or sketches to the writersblock2020@gmail.com. We would prefer PDF format. I know some people have been still sending it in Word and whatnot, but we'll just go ahead and convert it. No problem. What else? I know there's a couple weeks left according to our mandate. It might get extended. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm trying to go in a theater in 2 weeks. I'll be real, y'all. I miss you guys. I miss that stuff so bad. I don't want to touch anyone or breathe your air.
It's so soon. But yeah, if we happen to go longer for some crazy, chaotic reason, which I'll keep the comment to myself tonight. But yeah, in case we go longer, yeah, definitely send some pieces over. We'll be glad to read it. Me here every Wednesday, 8 o'clock, here at Planet Ant, Facebook page, Twitch, YouTube, Periscope. What else are we? Oh, yes, next week we are going to be reading another full script called Old Bro with written by Michael Rizzo and Tony Augusti, who is also a member of the Planet Ant home team, who I think they're doing a show on Monday. At least that's what I saw on Facebook. You can go ahead and like their page and find out more information. And if you also feel the need to donate, because this is a nonprofit organization, definitely send your donations to planetant.com. We've been going on for 25 years for plays, screenplays, improv, sketch, stand-up, many different things, film, live entertainment, music. There's so much that goes on there, and we would like to keep it going. So yes, feel free to give. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Does anybody else have anything? I think we're all good. Anybody else doing any other projects or anything they want to plug? Any other streams? Anything?
Not yet, but maybe in the future.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
I'm live streaming my cat's birthday on Friday, but I don't have a link for that. She heard me. Here she comes. It's also I'm a cool adult with hobbies, guys.
Yes. All right. Well, I guess with that said, thank you guys for tuning in. Feel free to like and subscribe to all the pages. There is a live stream that happens almost every day, 7 days a week. There is a calendar, I think, on the Planet Ant Facebook group, the Facebook page. I'm getting really tongue-tied. I'm getting really hungry, you guys. So, yes, thank you so much for tuning in.
You got to eat your delivery.
I do. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Good night.